Alright, so a little basic introduction. My name is Shmai Maranowski. I have been in the Amazon game, let's call it, for a number of years now. I started off, me and my brother originally, and we kind of started off, which a lot of people are starting off, usually start off this way. You know a guy who bought 1,000 pieces, you bought another guy who sold 500 pieces, and then, hey, can I get 100 pieces, and you start. You don't really have so much control at that point, but we moved with Amazon a little bit at that time. Moved that up into a little bit of the refurbished side. I did the refurbished Amazon for a little bit. Got acclimated to that side of it as well. A little bit different than the first one. And then on the third side, which is when I joined Texas CR, we focused a lot on direct with manufacturers, building up brand pages, as well as doing some stuff directly from China, things of that nature. And that kind of is a little bit of my background. So I've kind of dibbled and dabbled with the various different ways that you can source a product and get it posted on Amazon. Now, before we begin, I wanted to kind of just give a hakdama, as we say, and also just kind of talk about diversifying on Amazon is not just about going to different platforms outside of Amazon. It's also about in Amazon itself. There's many different ways that how you can scale and grow what you're currently doing, and it's important to understand with that whether or not your accounts get shut down. Anyone who had an Amazon account knows this is a very common fear that my account's going to get shut down, mine's going to be hold for 90 days, blah blah blah. Always know that no matter what happens, the skills that you're learning, the skills that you're acquiring, and the skills that you're cultivating while you're running your business, those are yours, plug and play. Those are yours to keep, right? You acquired those skills, be it in any kind of demographic or any type of sourcing of that product. Whether you're really good at talking to China, you're really good at talking to manufacturers, you're really good at sourcing product, you're really good at creating content, you're really good at marketing, whatever that is, those skills that you're cultivating, those are yours. So once you have those skills and you know that everything is can be scaled from that, just understand that no matter what, those skills are important. Now there's various different skills that you can have in an Amazon business. Obviously, number one, the ability to source product. That's a very important skill. Number two is getting financing for products, which is kind of tying into networking. Everyone has a network that they have friends, they have people in the same industry, they know this guy who knows this guy, knows this guy, knows this guy. It's important to have that as your network, and that's your skill. No one's going to take that away from you. No one's going to send you a letter and, hey, I'm investigating your skills. It doesn't happen. Those are yours. Another skill is creating attractive and content-rich listings. At the end of the day, it's the difference to, let's say, a retail store versus Amazon. If someone comes into my store, and let's say I'm a jeweler, and I have a line of bracelets, I'm able to pick one up and describe and sell each one individually and say, hey, this one is worth more than that one because it's this. This one's higher quality, this one's a higher pearl, whatever it is. On Amazon, that sale, that pitch, that's your listing, that's your page. So if you have that ability to create really, really attractive listings, really, really, comes out at you, shouts out a lot of great information, great pictures, great videos, whatever it may be. If you have that skill, that's your skill. Another way is the ability to market on Amazon via PPC, other channels, Google, things of that nature. Marketing on Amazon is taking off more and more, and if you're not marketing on Amazon, you're kind of already losing because plenty of your competitors and people that you're trying to win buy box from, people that you're trying to gain sales from are marketing. Marketing on Amazon is really taken off tremendously, and it's something that everyone should be doing, and it's a skill that everyone should be attempting to acquire. And then there's, tying back into what we said before about your network and talking to people about financing and sourcing is also, it works the other way around. The ability to wholesale product. Every time you get a product, let's just say I got a batch of 500 pieces in, it's selling on Amazon. Let's say 45 pieces a month, it's not moving fast enough. You have to always be ready and willing to have that skill to wholesale your products out there. Moving on to the next guy. Have a network of people who want it as well. If it's a very popular listing, a lot of sellers on there, and you bought 500, diversify. Sell 100 pieces to someone else. You immediately get some cash back, and you're able to kind of keep that cash flow going, keep those products turning. At the same time, you're establishing that relationship as like, oh yeah, I know how to get this, I know how to get this, and that's expanding your network. Again, that's a skill that you can acquire, and that's yours. Next,
I wanted to just talk about one of these things here. Shmaya just mentioned, let's say you bought 500 pieces and you put it on Amazon and selling 50 pieces a month, and there's 20 sellers. So a lot of people that I talk to that deal with Amazon, they're always terrified that someone's going to find out what their products are.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you what my SKUs are. I don't want you to know. And there is a certain benefit to that. But on the flip side, if you think about that, if you have 500 pieces of something and there's 20 people selling it, if you get 10 more people that you know and you give them each 20 pieces and you only make 10%, you're still doubling or tripling your profit by sharing it with someone else. Not that in every SKU you want to do that, and not that on every product you want to do that, but there's opportunity in those situations. There are opportunities to increase your revenue because a lot of your so-called competitors may not have access to that product, but you could become their supplier for that product.
So when don't you want to do that?
Huh?
When do you want to do that? When don't you?
Well, that would be on a case-by-case basis. If there's absolutely no way for anyone else to get it, then and there's no competition, then no. But if there's 20 people and none of them are people that you know, then you may want to get some other people that you know that may not have access. You know, you want to look for a smaller person in Amazon and offer it to them so that you can make your, let's say you mark it up, you're making, I don't know, let's say 20% on Amazon normally, offer it to them at a 5 or 10% markup. When it's literally on a case-by-case basis. The point I was making that not in every situation, but you should always keep, whenever you're looking at a situation, you should always keep an open mind about how to make this situation into a profitable situation and how it can help you increase and grow your business. Not, oh my God, what happens if someone else finds this SKU?
But the problem with that would be with that, the guy would just list it for whatever price he can list it for, and he wouldn't want to list. He won't want to buy it if he can't list it at the same price as you, and then you wouldn't be making it.
Well, you would, because there's a rotating buy box.
It's not just whatever the lowest price is.
Well,
Yeah,
you would.
well,
If you're only
buy box works.
so on.
Right, so the buy box always rotates. Anyone who has a current Amazon account, whenever you go to your reports and look at your business reports, you'll see there's a certain amount of percentage of buy box that you're getting. So what Mary's saying is, let's just say I'm a guy who there's 20 or 30 other sellers on the same listings. Everyone is more or less maintaining the same price, but I'm only getting 18% buy box share and I'm selling 50 units a month, right? So the logic is, if I sell some of that inventory to the guy that I know, a guy that I trust, you know, we'll each get around that percentage.
And the buy box is rotating.
Yeah, buy box rotates.
Yeah.
I
I don't know if you noticed, but there's always a lot of different.
Yeah.
The same people with the same price.
Yeah.
But it's important for you, whoever has a seller account, there's a lot of metrics that make up your opportunity to win more buy box share.
Yeah.
And that has a lot to do with your metrics. So, you know, make sure your feedback's good, make sure your shipping times are good, make sure your account is good. And another thing that a lot of people don't realize is make sure you have stock. If you have 10 pieces, the other guy has 50, they'll usually give the guy with 50 a little bit more percentage than you. Simply because they always want to, that's a metric, they always want to make sure there's stock on a certain listing. And then, okay, that's
So the point of the whole thing that I was making was
no KGB.
don't be afraid to take risk, and always look for opportunities in those situations. Don't be like, oh, I'm stuck, or there's always a way. There's always a way for both of you to make money.
Yeah.
Not only for only me or that other person. Look, if the other person is a nasty person, I'm saying go to that person. But I'm sure there are people that you know and trust that you could offer those kind of deals to, and it's a win-win situation. Business does not have to be a win-lose situation. You can have a win-win in every interaction, and that's very important to remember.
Right. Now, kind of, going into a little bit the idea of diversifying and growing your current e-commerce business. So obviously the first thing when you think about diversifying and growing is adding more sales channels. That's obviously one topic that we're going to discuss. Another thing is to open a Shopify or other simple e-commerce websites, whether you're someone who's bringing in their own brand or someone who's bringing other electronics. Creating a Shopify website, or for those who don't know, Shopify is a website that allows you to easily build a e-commerce website. There's a lot of other competitors like it, and they all pretty much operate on that premise. Now there's a lot of great softwares out there that integrate with that, and they can integrate with your FBA inventory, so you don't even have to worry about the shipping, and it's just another way to get another channel out there. Another way to diversify your Amazon business is expand into different categories that are on Amazon. Categories today, and this we'll dive into a little bit more in detail later on, but a lot of categories and Amazon in general, the landscapes are changing and the rules are changing, and it may be a little bit harder to sell that Samsung product as it was 3 months ago. So you may also want to consider diversifying into different categories that may not have as many restrictions as other things. Another way to do that is increasing or starting your marketing campaigns on Amazon with the PPC, which in Seller Central you have access to. You can run PPC campaigns on a lot of your products. Another way to do that is actually market your product on Amazon outside of Amazon. And that could be with Google, that could be with social media. There's a lot of different ways to market that
Can you
outside.
talk a little more about marketing? I'm not so familiar with all this terminology.
So the way,
How do you market your products on Amazon?
okay, so traditionally PPC, which
What's
is pay per click. So you can bid on certain keywords that will bring people to your page,
Okay.
right? And by bidding on those keywords, you can convert more.
No, it's oh, look, when we're talking about a lot, there's going to be a lot of things here that may be a little bit more advanced, like
Right.
PPC and
Yeah.
things like that. There's no, you can't give it. There's no way to give even a class on that. It takes months to really get through that. So, what we want to keep, what we're discussing today, and we like to keep the discussion in this direction, is more strategies of in a very broad sense how to get there. As far as practical things, like if you want to, if there's a lot of resources, for example, for marketing. If you search online for Amazon marketing, even their own they themselves explain very clearly how to do it. And if you have a question, there's a ton of YouTube channels. And I'm not taking away from your question, but I want to ingrain in everyone here. Remember, you can always Google a question or YouTube a question, and the answer is there for you. That's a much more valuable lesson than what I can tell you in 5 minutes here.
Right.
Remember, if you hear PPC, write it down. Afterwards, first thing when you get home, look for it. It's the most important thing that you can take away from this is Google and YouTube are your best friends, and they can teach you everything. It used to be that you needed to pay big money to go to college to learn things. Today, there's every topic you want is for free online. You can learn anything. You can learn how to do. There's people post how to do surgery on YouTube. Like you can literally watch a doctor do surgery and follow it, like to that extent. So really, don't try it at home.
Disclaimer.
Quick question, yeah, right, quick. Besides PPC, is there a way to, where you don't pay per click, but you pay a higher amount per sale? Or
No.
No, they currently don't offer that.
But if you had more time and energy, there's ways to market directly to customers via Facebook and other places, I mean.
Well, a Facebook post on a particular product, you can spend $50 to post a Facebook campaign that directs to your page.
And if you get likes on it, this is where people don't go to the next step. It's a little out there. You have to gauge it. But once you get, let's say, clicks and looks, reach out to those people and do direct. I was recently reading, like, everyone laughs at like email marketing, right? But people, when they feel a personal relationship in the marketing, even though they're much more responsive to what you're doing. So there's ways, there are ways where you don't have to spend as much money up front, but remember, the reason that people spend a lot of money is because they have more money than time. So a big company that has a marketing budget allocated, they'd rather spend more money. If you have more time to sit and try to reach out to customers directly, the platforms to reach the customers directly today is huge. I mean, you have hundreds of groups on Facebook and other LinkedIn's where people are discussing particular products or things, and you can literally find customers there. Like it's today's knocking on people's door. I'm not saying that that's the perfect strategy, but I'm saying that is a possibility, and it is something that people do and have built businesses around. So no, there's not they'll always charge for space because that's how they make their money. And yeah, that's been the age-old question with advertising: how much to spend versus conversion. But I personally never look at advertising as how much conversion I get. I look at it as strictly impressions. How many eyeballs were on my product. It's something you have to do. You have to have your name out there. You can't measure it based on conversions.
Impression is not necessarily eyeballs, it's just what shows up on a page. People may have not seen it, right?
No, it's impressions versus click-through rates.
Okay.
But depending on the platform, again, that's getting very technical, but depending on the platform, yes, it could be impressions, it could be impressions versus click rates, it could be likes, it could be views. Really depends on what.
There's another way in diversifying, which is if anyone does white label. Well, the reason why I'm separating this between white label and your products, which, like Mary said earlier, what we're saying is a lot of general topics which may not particularly apply to how you currently operate, but it's something to always keep in mind when you think scalability and diversifying and growing. So if someone who does white label, you usually have access to a lot of products, and usually have 9 out of 10 will have a lot more margin to play with. And another way to really scale and grow your business is taking advantage of a lot of affiliate and deal sites that are looking into, hey, what's a good deal on a cheap product, and you gain access to those sites, you talk to those moderators, and you can post certain deals on your products on Amazon, and you're able to, with that deal, boost your rankings and your sales on Amazon while immediately turning a profit on that immediate turn. Now, Amazon's particularly itself, there's endless opportunities and different products, and things are changing very dramatically and quickly. With Amazon specifically, in the past few months, there's two most relevant big changes that they incorporated, which changes a lot of how people sell on Amazon and your ability to diversify. Number one being offering products, which we discussed a little bit yesterday, offering a free product in exchange for a product review. That was usually one of the basic tools in the tools of the trade, where you give someone a free product and they write a review on your page, because if there's more reviews on the page, it looks like more people are buying it, people are talking about your product. And if someone comes to your page and they see only one review, they're skeptical to buy that product, but when you see 78 5-star reviews, they assume that it's good. So that in October 1st changed that you're not allowed to do that. There are ways around it, but for right now, that's just something to keep in mind when you're looking and scaling on that. Another big change that they made is a lot of brands have now started getting gated. What gated means is not anyone can sell their product, and some of the major brands that you're trying to sell their products, they're making it very expensive and very complicated to get in. For example, I believe Samsung, if you want to sell Samsung on certain listings, before you submit your application and your proof of invoices and et cetera, it's $1,000. So you don't even know if the invoice that you're going to submit is going to get approved, but they're charging $1,000. And they did that in a way to kind of gate it more and block it off. But with that being said, that, like we went on earlier, as long as you have a network and you have the ability to, people who may be ungated in that category, and you have access to a product, act as a middleman and flip it to them. It's another way to diversify it. So you may not have that ability to sell a product, but you have the ability to sell it to someone who has that product. Going a little bit more into the Shopify, Shopify and other e-commerce sites, people who do the white labeling, people who design their own products and are building their own brand on Amazon, it's very important to get to an e-commerce website outside of Amazon for two reasons. Number one, you're quickly through different campaigns via Facebook, via social media, via Google AdWords or shopping, you're able to convert on that platform and actually make a sale from that. In addition, you're somewhat building a little bit of a brand. And people in today's e-commerce market, they're more willing to trust a brand than just some random name put together. And if they see digital footprints online of a brand, oh, they have a Facebook page, oh, they have a website, it provides a lot of validity to that brand and provides the consumers with a lot of confidence to make that purchase. So, things like that.
I want to add one of the most important things, and a lot of people overlook this, and especially people who started off on Amazon. If you have a Shopify website with a phone number, it seems crazy, but it adds a huge a phone number and an address has a huge level of trust to your company, and not just on the consumer level, but also on the people on the purchasers in companies when they're evaluating your company as a supplier. It's just a huge deal. It's super important. When I started my business, one of the first things I did was I had no product, no inventory. I got an office. Look, in New York it's a little bit harder.
Robert Wordy offers office space, right?
Right. So to have a phone number and address is super important.
Is a toll-free number better or worse, or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
And similarly, address in Brooklyn versus address in Manhattan or New
No
Jersey
difference.
doesn't matter. Like some people scared of New York people,
Nope. Nope. V&H Photo, for example, is the most trusted brand name in selling photo gear. They're in New York. They're very clearly Jewish.
I mean, from Jewish, but more like
And they have,
inner city, more scams, whatever.
I don't
Not necessarily.
think
Okay.
Bernie Madoff. And address.
And you didn't mention too, with Shopify and some of those websites, you can actually make more margin because Amazon will take more from
Right.
you. You can ship it yourself. You can do all those things. So Shopify
You're
sometimes,
saving on, like,
you'll make more money on it basically.
And you should use that money to market.
Yeah, use that money to turn into
You
more
should
money.
use that money to market. So a little bit on the marketing side on Amazon. How many people here have an Amazon account that they're currently using PPC marketing? Nobody.
I don't know.
That's fine.
It's possible.
You didn't know it was
That work
possible?
for someone else.
Okay.
I don't think it's.
So, alright. Well, anyways, so my whole thing about know your data and research your data. Well, if you're not, try it out. You know what I mean? You should try it out anyway. Because it's something that as the landscape is growing and it's changing, that's a skill that's really sought out for today. So if you have a really strong ability to market well on Amazon, that's a great skill that's everyone's looking for and everyone needs.
You're selling popular products, is it the same thing?
Yes.
So yes and no.
let me.
because
I'm gonna take. Shmaya just laid out
Right.
like some of the basics of expanding from your basic Amazon, and now I'm gonna go into a little bit of detail on particular skills. So I'm just gonna pick a few and show you how there's ways to leverage those into relationships that are more. So let's start with your particular question, which is you're selling popular products right now, and maybe marketing is not really worth it. I mean, there's right, because there's company.
The eyeballs are there. It's
Right, the company.
It's sharing the buy box with
If you have a
Right.
Samsung charger,
But
it's gonna-
okay, so let's look. Let's. You're probably getting only a small percentage of the buy box. Going to be anywhere. Let's say anywhere from 3 to 20% most of the time. Which means that there's the example that I gave earlier, finding other partners within Amazon to give them to could leverage it. Now, another way to increase your profitability is on a lot of those products, the larger the quantity you buy, the more margin you can generally make. So finding, let's say, a customer, for example, like like an Amazon or a Walmart or even a medium level like mom and pop shop that has the ability to move those products. If you have a good price on them, you can offer it to those companies, make a profit, increase your profit margin, make some money off the other company, and in case Amazon gets shut down, you're still building all these other channels that you can move your product through.
Could you still get into Vendor Central, or that's not,
You could.
how do you do that? How is that?
Vendor,
So-
okay, so
I mean, like,
no.
selling to Amazon.
So there's Vendor Express and Vendor Central.
Okay.
And there's the difference between the two. Vendor Express, anyone can apply for, but it's a little bit.
Vendor
more-
Central's invite only.
Okay.
There's no you can't apply for Vendor Central. It's an invite only platform, and there has to be a particular reason, and this goes back to the value add. To sell directly to someone, you have to be offering something.
I'm selling to 6 people on Amazon. They're selling otter boxes, for
There you
example. But I can't sell, and I know half of them are selling it to Amazon,
Yeah.
but I just don't know. So will
Okay,
the,
so
will the Vendor Express work?
so my question is like this. So
The terms suck.
no, so
The
yeah.
term suck. I
Yeah.
imagine.
This is where the question comes in. Number one, Amazon is obviously Amazon is buying already. I'm assuming on this particular product. Now, can you offer a better price than what they're paying for from?
Let's say hypothetically, yes.
So that would be considered a value add, and that would be, you could probably get in touch with a buyer at Amazon.
Usually with Amazon specifically.
But with something like that, it would take that's not a strong. In theory, you could, but it's not a strong enough incentive for the Amazon buyer to invite someone to vendor
He
for
has
that.
his relationships, you're saying.
No, it's about time and effort. Look, we have. I'll give you. I'll talk a little bit about. We have 6,000. Right now, we have about 6,000 SKUs in vendor, right? The first time I emailed a buyer at Amazon was 3 weeks ago. That's I'm 2 years in. First time I ever emailed him, right? So he doesn't want.
I've been in touch with them.
What is Vendor Central? Is Vendor-
I'm saying, but
Irrelevant.
on
Irrelevant.
not for anything
What
really.
is Vendor Central?
Vendor Central is selling directly to Amazon.
I'm sorry?
Selling to Amazon themselves.
Okay, what was the other one? Vendor what?
Vendor Express. It's the same. It's the same
Got it.
concept, just different ways of selling directly to Amazon. So
I've been on Amazon a couple of years. I
No,
understand
no.
what you're saying. I'm saying is
no. So yes, that would be what I was saying was that could be considered a value add.
right.
But I don't think it's strong enough. So, for example, if you had a brand, either your own brand or even a brand that you could say, look, I have this exclusively, right? That could open the door, and once you open that door,
I got you.
so it's a question of opening the door. It's not a question of
Once you're in, you're.
right. Once you're in, you're in.
So you
So
wouldn't,
it's-
you wouldn't go with this yet. You're saying just
I wouldn't
Wouldn't
try
go
with
with
OtterBox,
right.
but
But
especially because OtterBox has just a bad reputation. I'm saying people who sell OtterBoxes on Amazon or to have just generally have.
I understand. I mean, I don't sell on Amazon OtterBox. I'm not approved.
Right.
So
No, but they're very careful on, which is why a lot of things are getting gated now.
right.
Like even smaller stuff. We actually got gated out of our own brand,
yeah, vendor gated us out of our own sellers.
out of our own sellers, on seller
Which
centers.
is funny. But with Amazon, it's important to know that Amazon.com's interest is they want to have a catalog. They want to sell everything. Amazon.com wants to be the shop that has everything. So let's just say a product that you say, hey, hypothetically, OtterBox, right? I can get you at a better price. That's not an incentive for them as much because their goal is not to generate the most net profit. They want the most widest selection of catalogs. So if you say, hey, here's 10 brands that you guys aren't selling that I have, that's more of an incentive for them than I can save you $4 per OtterBox. And people always ask, like, what, Amazon's Amazon doesn't need to generate net profit per product. They want market share. They want any product that a person buys today online, they want it to be sold and bought on Amazon. That's their goal. And they're doing pretty well.
Seems like
Yeah, I've heard of them.
It seems like they...
No, well, when we say they're doing pretty well, it means that in today, it used to be that people, when they search for a product, they would go to Google. Today, they go on Amazon. The first place people look at product is Amazon, not Google. So,
But by the way, that's one of the biggest things about diversifying, because people are still searching on Google for an iPhone charger. And you can market on Google to rank for that iPhone charger to go to your Shopify page, which is another way where you can sell the same product, but that's kind of, you have more control of the customer. And like Mayor said earlier, you can.
I want to ask you a question, just out of curiosity. So, right now, from what I understood, you sell outer boxes to 6 people who sell wherever, right?
That's it.
Have you ever considered looking for small mom and pop shops or?
We have not.
Oh,
We have not. We did not.
okay.
I know that I do wholesale, but not. I haven't gone after the single stores and stuff like that.
I mean, there's also networks of stores and stuff like that. Was that ever a thought?
It's a thought. Just don't have a lot of people, so you know,
But
doing
for
outward.
OtterBox, you would
doing
need
outward-
so much stuff.
I also
Like,
have a lot of
it's-
older stuff. So
Problem with
it's like,
accessories is a store, like you need so many accessories and you're dealing with 5 of this
dealing
and
with
10.
closeouts
Like,
more, and
yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a network of accessories to offer to somebody. I have just
Accessories also.
10,000
are-
LS1 batteries or
Yeah.
10,000, you know, certain OtterBox SKU or something like that. Not
So you have to get access to India to
right.
send it,
So that's what I
like
need.
third world. No, because
Tried.
no,
I've tried
honestly,
it.
like that's
Well, we sell on eBay on the global shipping on the
And it
global,
works.
and it works. We do
Yeah,
sell a lot.
because a
overseas.
lot of a lot of phones from the U.S. that are 2-3 years old, they're.
No,
going
I'm
to
saying
a lot of
there's
countries.
there are chains of cell phone stores that cater to certain demographics that would buy things like that. But there are third world ish stores in the U.S.
Oh, I know. They're not far from here.
So I'm saying but the point I was making with that with this question wasn't whether it was more there's a million opportunities out there, and a lot of times people get like when they get into a negative situation they shut down or they feel like this was a loss or whatever. We are actually in the middle of dealing with a major issue, like huge, like it's terrible, whatever. And in the beginning, for a moment, I had a thought that this is going to be like this is really really bad, and we're not out of the woods yet, let's say. But in the process, we actually got to meet pretty much all the top people with a particular company. And now I have their phone numbers and emails, which is probably more valuable than what we lost in the trouble. So there's everything that happens in every situation, when you're stuck with overstock, when you get returns, there's always an opportunity there to do something. And it's just always about keeping your eyes open for those, and you can leverage into a lot of different things. Whether it's expanding into more stores, or it's opening your own website, or if you're really good at creating content, maybe if you're really good at creating content, you find a partner that has a lot of inventory and help them promote their website for them. And again, if you're here, you're not necessarily looking for the steady paycheck every day. You may say, look, give me a particular SKU, I'll build it up for you, and just give me a commission on whatever sells based on my click-through rate, which is kind of what you were asking earlier. Kind of a model like that. So there's a lot of opportunities in everything, in every skill set to utilize it. And we look at an Amazon business as like this, like some kind of miraculous or quick way to get rich. It's not. It's utilizing a particular skill set, and everyone has one, to get there. And your skill set is not only for Amazon; it can be used in other places as well. And all the people that you meet along the way. There's a lot of cross things that I'm okay. So my nature is I always want to say yes and try to do something, which is not always good. It's not, you know, you have to have a moderation with it. But there's a lot of there's a lot of opportunities out of the world to be taken, and you just have to constantly be reinventing yourself and refinding what that is, and no matter how big your business is, I mean, every major company is always looking to reinvent themselves, and the only companies that last long term are those that are able to continuously reinvent themselves and find the next thing. And even a company like Apple, right? They can't just stick to one thing. They're always looking for things that fit in within their message and within their skill set, and whether it's acquiring a company or you know, or a product, or there's always a way to expand and grow your business, and always be on the lookout for those opportunities, and that's how you really diversify. Explore the options. Never say no. Say, how do we do this? And then if it's doable, do it. If not, not. I love this quote I recently read. I never read. There's a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I never read it, but I just saw this quote and I really like it. So he was saying, the rich dad would say, the poor dad would say, that's way too risky, and the rich dad would say, how do we manage that risk? So every opportunity has to be looked and explored and thought about, and some of them, you know, almost immediately, you know that it's not worthwhile, but try to think about it. And if you're a person that's overcautious, try pushing your exploration a little bit further, so that you can see what's out there. It's always about looking at that moment and that situation, and to see how it can be leveraged and expanded on. Anyone have any questions, comments, thoughts? So, first of all, I'm sure within the people that you know, you can ask some friends, hey, do you know someone who's in this particular field?
Yeah.
And from there, I'm sure if you ask anyone in Crown Heights, you're gonna find at least 10 people that are selling on Amazon.
Only 10?
No, I'm saying within your
Right.
direct circle. So, and then you know, obviously that gets whittled down to whatever your category is, and then they might know someone like me and Shmaya, and then we might be willing to offer through our channels some of whatever product you may be holding. Saying that, we're not the only company that's like that. There's a few companies that are willing to do that.
Right, and it's important to also note that Amazon's a huge marketplace, and Amazon's a huge, you know, destination for buying stuff. But there's a lot of other places that people buy stuff from, and some of their some products are more tailored to those actual websites and to those customers. So your product can be doing.
I mean, like a lot of people, like let's say for example, Jet.com, right? People look at Jet and they're like, we tried, we did. Bottom line is they did $3 billion in sales, and
Jet.com.
Walmart.com.
JET.
And Walmart.com, which a lot of people are like, it's not so. At the end of the day, they did $13 billion in sales.
And they just launched.
If I could take 10% of their business, I would be a very happy person.
Walmart just bought Jet.com.
Right. No.
Both gonna go up.
But the point being that if you took even a fraction of any of those marketplaces, I mean, there's Newegg, there's a ton of marketplaces, and it's really about understanding each particular marketplace, what they cater to, and applying whatever model you used before to those marketplaces. So it's very easy to diversify your portfolio, not just in category, but in places and things. And a lot of people they get stuck into a particular thing. Like, you know, I started in photo and video, but I never looked at any one of my SKUs or my items as anything more than a box. To me, everything is a box. Whether it's an iPad or it's a charger or it's a company, it's all an item. It's a box that needs to be moved from one place to the next. And if you know how to move boxes, you can move them in any industry in any way, with a little research and a little thought process, and a little bit of hard work. You can really move things anywhere. So it's really about looking at a problem through the angles and not getting stuck on a particular. Well, I'm good at doing this, or I do this and I can't do anything else. That's patently untrue. People switch careers multiple times over their lives, and even within the same career, people change what they're doing all the time. You learn new things, you do new things, you try new things. It's okay to try new things, and always remember that. Like, you can switch it up.
And by the way, and on getting products across multiple platforms.
Like even big companies. What Apple is today is not what they were when they launched. They were a computer company. Today they're making phones and headphones. Google started out as a search engine. Today they're
Does anyone have a USB-C charger? Layvick has the Google phone. No charger.
You have a USB-C charger?
external battery.
No.
Do you have a USB-C?
I don't know.
Why are you walking with a Pixel
Because
phone?
if I had a charger, I could have a full battery in 40 minutes.
If you had an iPhone, they would have a charger for you.
I have an iPhone, I have a crappy phone.
Is this battery gonna work?
No.
Doesn't Walmart.com, can't you sell on there and not have to be in their stores as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so they do that now. Like,
They just launched the marketplace also.
yeah. So you don't have to be in their stores, because that's a whole mess to get into their stores too, right?
Yeah.
And then getting on their
But
website's easier.
It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. That's
to get on their
doable.
website. Yeah,
Easier.
yeah.
That's
It's easier.
doable.
Managing the risk.
What?
So
A couple
they-
of years ago, they refused. They said they
for
were
the retail, but now they're launching a
talking about
marketplace.
the
Yeah.
online one for electronics.
So you can be on their
So
website and
now,
not in their
now
stores.
they're opening up the
Marketplace is also
marketplace.
It's open to the
It's
public.
easier.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's open to the public the way Amazon is. You still have to, they're being slightly selective who they accept, but everyone should try to sign up and try to get in. Walmart Marketplace. But on that note, with a lot of the different channels, one may get a little bit overwhelmed and be like, how can I manage multiple things? The answer is usually software. There's a lot of software out there. Always know, and this is something that I've always experienced, and it's helped me, with whatever challenges I had. Whenever I'm stuck with something, I always ask myself, am I the first person to experience this problem? 9 out of 10, I'm not. So when I do a little bit of research online, you'll usually find a software that can help you do this, a software that can help you do that. And specifically with e-commerce, there's a lot of softwares out there that can connect a lot of marketplaces together with your inventory and help you out to kind of allow you to scale a little bit quicker.
Which
So that way,
software is for a startup?
SummerCloud is one.
No,
There's
so
a
some
lot.
accounts are expensive. If you,
You can start with $500 a month.
You
It's a lot cheaper than hiring 3 people. So it's pay to play. Like if you want to experiment across those channels, and you don't have to. If you want, you can start with.
But which one has the most? Which one will have Amazon?
The
and
creme de la creme is
Newegg?
Channel Advisor, $40 grand a year. That's
Which one?
that's something right up there. Channel
Channel
Advisor.
Advisor.
Channel Advisor is the best one.
Does
That's very
SummerCloud
expensive.
have Newegg and
Yeah.
Walmart and all those?
Yeah. Well, Walmart's new-ish with their new marketplace, so
who-
they
for
most
who?
likely they do.
Who?
Seller Club. They have a lot of them.
See, depending on the size of your business,
Yeah.
Channel Advisor is probably the gold standard. After
Channel
that,
Advisor is, but but even on
but
the
they're 40
simplest
grand
one-
a year plus
By the
2%
way,
of gross.
the simplest one is a
They have
website. If you
700. They
just
have
wanna do
700
Amazon
people
eBay,
coding.
There's a website called, I use it a little bit in the past, website called joelister.com. What that does is it pulls your Amazon listings and creates eBay listings, and when a unit sells, we'll ship it from your FBA stock. So you can have JOE lister. So you can have, let's say, 40 items you're selling FBA, and you sign up to this account, and they'll make all your things on eBay, and
I'd like to. I want everyone to go around and kind of just tell a little bit about what they do, like what they kind of do.
Schmeiernowski, alcoholic, unemployed.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Is it, if I may ask,
Yeah, sure.
besides Joe Lister, you said just Amazon and eBay, if I wanna get a few other marketplaces, but one that's very cheap, what's the next one?
So it's honestly at this point there really is a lot. Like Google the words multi-channel
Okay.
lister or multi-channel inventory, or and you'll see there's multiple
So you
companies
can
that are
even
creating.
Google like compare, and then list the 3 ones that you
Yeah.
wanna compare, and then they'll show you what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You mentioned yesterday that you're going to discuss the pros and cons of adding a new product versus taking an existing product on Amazon.
Verse what?
Like if you're creating a bundle, should you try to stick with their SKU or make your own
For where?
Or-
on Amazon?
Depends.
Like what's the disadvantage of adding a product if they
If you-
find the
if-
same product elsewhere?
If you add, be more specific. You have a branded product, your own brand product.
It'll be a combination of products.
So you want to make kits?
Yeah, kits.
Kids
Yeah,
are
kids
kids
are
are
good.
great for
Yeah.
Amazon.
So I'm saying you can create your own kit anyway, and you're creating a new product basically.
Yes.
Yeah, you just
Okay,
it's
by
also
the SKU
yeah.
number.
It's a brand new SKU. Yeah.
Okay, so there's no problem with that.
No.
If someone else, another seller who has the same similar kit, has their own SKU number, that's not a problem, right?
Yeah. Now, what a lot of people do is they find like, let's say they'll get like a product that's like 10 cents or $1, and they'll add it to that kit so no one can copy it.
Yeah, it'll be like
Like let's say you're selling a camera with a lens with,
Right.
and then you add a cleaning cloth that costs you 10 cents with your brand name on it, and say this is my kit.
You mentioned Elance, Upwork. They will add products. The Indians know how to add products with keywords and everything.
Absolutely.
yeah,
They do research,
and like anything. or
Keywords
any
not so
business-
much.
No, the trial and error. Find
You
the
can
one
find
that you're
people that
happy
can do it,
with.
but I'm saying I would monitor it very closely.
Upwork is a great tool. Upwork, it's a website where tons of people.
It used to be
all over the
Elance.
world- It used to be Elance, yeah.
Everyone
Where
knows it's Elance.
For jobs that can
Change
do
it.
anything with Amazon listings, whatever it is, you can outsource it to them and
So
they
we
can
don't have
scale.
to take a staff. We don't have to
You
have
can
a
do the
studio.
maximum once an hour.
So you can
Upwork.
give specific
Yeah.
users access to only do this, right? So they won't see any information, but they have the ability to create a listing and edit a listing. Or if you're extra cautious, you can just tell them, prepare an Excel file of
I
what
wanna I wanna quickly go through. I want everyone to just kind of say, kind of what your area, like what you think your expertise is, and kind of what you're doing right now with whatever your area of expertise is. If obviously nothing for product, like if it's a product, whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
Hey, I'm Shumi. Currently, I work for a white label nutritional supplement company, and I've worked also for a wholesale home furnishings business, and oversaw their Amazon account and their private website, their retail website, and was a webmaster for their wholesale website. So what my strengths are, just general technology knowledge. Once was a programmer, not anymore. Have some overall very good knowledge of Excel and various, platforms, Seller Cloud, etc.
You use Seller Cloud before?
Yeah, where I work now, we use it.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
But I don't like it. It's very
By the
cumbersome.
way, yeah, it's the UX isn't the best.
Horrible.
Aaron Unick, I'm actually in the medical business, brick and mortar medical business, but want to get into selling extra stuff that we have in stock or things that we might get in stock, respiratory supplies. So it would be a startup. Amazon would be a startup for trying to move some of these items. There's a high markup on medical on Amazon.
Insurance bills also.
Huh?
Medical bills also high markup.
Yeah.
What would you say your skill?
Combination of my life skill, but the pricing wise on these items, not the skill, but the pricing wise on these items, because you have a brick and mortar store, it's very well to move it. I have technical knowledge as well. which
On
would
the
make
products.
it easier. No, general technical knowledge of everything. I was in engineering before, so
Good.
to learn something technical, how to, move things online, that's the technical part of it will be easy. Some skill.
Absolutely.
You say respiratory products?
Sleep
But
apnea.
okay, so that skill, it's not just the building the Amazon. You can pick up any category. You pick it up very quickly. Understand the products, how they work, what they do, very quickly. So it's not. And you think like you think that maybe a lot of people can do that. It's not. It's a very unique skill that can be done. And again, I didn't. Programming and your ability and being an Excel ninja is like huge assets. There's certain parts in the company that before I hire someone, I ask them to do a VLOOKUP, which is to see if they know what they're doing. Like just because it's a huge skill set.
And tip, if you're ever in an interview, you don't know how to do something, just go to Google right there.
Yeah, exactly.
My name is Yossi Baron. I'm in jewelry. I do Amazon and eBay mostly. I specialize in making quality listings. I was able to come up to the few first pages on Amazon, competing against Amazon itself
With marketing or
with search keywords and good titles.
and no marketing. Marketing.
I did the marketing, the results weren't so good.
So go back, see what keywords work, see what does.
And the past year I was focused on eBay. Also good listings, good turnaround. I never reached quantity because I'm small. I don't have too many SKUs because of my time.
Have you tried different marketplaces like?
Have you tried offering your service? Have you tried offering your ability to create a listing to people?
No.
That's a way to generate, and a lot of people are asking for commission on building a listing. You don't have to ask for payment. You can say, look, I just want a commission on everything you sell. Be careful on that and try to get, deal with reputable people and, don't go to random Amazon, work with people you know and trust.
Have you tried Etsy?
Yeah.
Moderate success, no success?
Minor success. I had some technical issues with them. I got shut off and then I had to reopen all the listings again. And I never did that.
But there's a lot of other websites like Etsy and things like that where it's specifically with jewelry. It's not only.
It was a lot of time consuming, especially with the photos with Amazon, the white background and all the demand.
They use Upwork.
Yeah.
And
it's cheap, by the way.
Upwork, and you can negotiate.
Like I think what are we paying, like $1, less than $1 a SKU?
I should do that.
Yeah, it allows you.
So
Yeah.
I'm saying there's.
What do you, they take, people at Upward will take the pictures, or you have to give it to them?
No, there is certain. It depends on the product, obviously, but there are times where if we need a quick editing job done, I'll just go to Upwork instead of.
Snap a shot with your phone and then send it to them for editing. And
They will crop it and lighten the background and
there-
do all the work.
Yeah.
Literally any skill you can think of,
Mhm.
people are
And that
selling.
will
their
cost you
skill.
how much?
There's someone in
for one
Ukraine
picture?
who can do
It's all
it.
up.
then.
Anywhere from $1 to $500 to
Yeah.
So
$300
because,
for
so
someone.
you can pay $1 just
Which,
to,
if you want high-end product
Right.
photography, that's there also. Where you'll send them the product, pay them $150, $100.
so you have
and
to
we'll
ship
get
them
you-
the product.
Yeah, but that's not.
And it's all over the
In
world.
the US
Yeah.
or?
It's all over the world.
Oh, shipping
Yeah.
it.
You can choose which country.
Yeah, you can
Right.
get someone in the U.S.
Right.
They're
Via
definitely
Upwork.
US
Okay.
product.
I see the guy
I was
in the
actually
US charges
I was
more.
talking to someone recently that told me that they were getting quotes from like companies to do some back end work on their website for $2,000 to $5,000, and he kept having to explain to them what he wanted. And then he found someone on Upworks and he wrote her an email of what he wanted, and she goes back. She's like, "Okay, I got it. I'll do it for $300."
Yeah.
So so he explained. He's like, "Let me explain to you." No, I understood what you want. You pay me when I'm done. I'll do it for you. Tell me if you like. $300. She did what companies were charging $2,000, $3,000 for, and literally for $300, she did it for him. He was so happy. He was like,
Someone in Bangalore needs a lot less money than someone in Chicago. So
So
Upwork is the people across the world.
they don't have to pay for health insurance.
Exactly. My photo editors live in Ukraine. You know, they work for nickels relative to an American who needs dollars.
It's good now.
What?
Shmarovsky, I'm really good at making coffee. That's my
You
skill.
are.
If anyone
Can you
needs help,
show us the skills? Take you up on that.
that's it. Our Keurig machine's a little bit complicated in the office. I always overspill the water, but you know, I don't know what my skills are, but I think I'm pretty good at having a vast overall knowledge of things. And if I don't know how to do something, I'm really into figuring out how to do it and then kind of expounding on it and you know, doing multiple things at once. I think I'm okay doing that.
Bill Hirsch, I do SEO for a brick and mortar, and I'm thinking of expanding it.
Right, so that skill of SEO is a lot of the basic principles of excelling at SEO. Marketing PPC is more or less the same. So that's, you already have those skills. Pretty amazing.
I'm Michael Eisenberg. I work for a Amazon company.
Are you from New Jersey?
Where?
Don't apologize.
Learn later. Yeah, I work for an Amazon company. Originally, I was hired to buy, and then afterwards, he needed someone to do stickering, etc. So I did both. Yeah, I'm saying you work with a commission for whatever you buy. You get a profit. You get commission on the profit. So I'm just trying to figure it out. They give you tips and pointers, but yeah.
Yeah. You made the first steps.
No, I'm saying they showed me most of it, but not most of it.
Okay, I think I explained yesterday what I'm doing. I'm a manufacturer of tablecloth and all kind of different products. You know, I sell fabrics also, and I'm trying to get into. I did sell a little bit on Amazon, but it's very little. And I don't know. I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the time to actually sit down at the computer and do it. I'm looking for somebody who can help me with that. And I have a lot of products. I have a lot of patterns and colors and all that stuff and different sizes. So I don't know if Amazon is really the place for me, or if I should look for another platform, another really market.
I myself buy 3 tablecloths a year on Amazon just because you go through them.
Yeah, right. But
Holidays.
So what is you sell fabric or you're?
I have fabrics, and I have a cutting room. We cut and sew, cut and sew the fabrics and make it into tablecloth and all kind of runners and stuff.
Nice.
What do you suggest? What?
So you're on the opposite. You have product. You have a product. You have a unique product. You have proprietary
And
product.
I'm not by the way. I don't have a cheap product. I don't have the $2 or $3.
That's fine.
That's better.
There's expensive tablecloths on Amazon.
So you need someone to list your product
Right.
and put it on Amazon. So one is Upworks. The other one is there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people.
We got a photographer here.
Eisenberg, I don't do products. I have way too many ADD.
There's a lot of people here
Eisenberg
that
right
sell
here.
on Amazon.
Make a shit up.
Opportunities are everywhere.
Okay.
The person
That's why I came. That's why I came.
they got it's like,
Not everyone lives in New
it's like
York.
it's
where
like this. I
they
don't
have
know.
Amazon right
There's
here.
an old story about a car that was. The guy was trying to sell his car and he was sitting in shul. And
On Shabbos?
on job,
You
he's
talk
sitting.
about stuff.
Mr. Shabbos, correct.
Yeah, so.
Oh man, yeah, give me my comments.
But the point is, any opportunity, any place you are, anywhere you are, there's opportunity to find something or to partner with someone. Yeah.
At least.
My name's Thomas Contreras.
At least 20 minutes.
I started with drop shipping with Shopify, which where I learned it. I love Shopify, which I want to talk to you about switching from e-commerce to Shopify. Yeah, so I started with Shopify. I learned it. From there, I hooked up with Mayor and Shmaya and just kept honing my skills, which I'm finding more to do the marketing side. I can learn a product very fast, and I can speak at length on those products. So it makes it really nice to be a good people person. If you're a good people person, that is a huge skill in this
That was
industry.
an Instagram ninja.
Yeah, an Instagram ninja of sorts in one niche. in
Well, yeah,
filmmaking.
Thomas, if you can, talk a little bit about the ability to promote a product on Instagram and the reach that you can get through that.
Yeah, so promoting product, like companies reach out to me and want me to promote like their products in the filmmaking world. They'll send me things, you know, that's another thing is marketing nowadays, the game has changed. It's not paying an advertising company anymore. It's now you can send one product to someone with a big following, you can send it to them and tell them to shout it out. They do that, and that brings troves of sales and you know, eyes on your website or even on your Amazon page. One of the things that I'm focusing on right now is taking one of the Mayor and Shmaya's Amazon pages and promoting it through social media, through Facebook, through Instagram, through all of these other avenues, and pretty much making a brand out of it. A lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are advertising their Amazon pages on Facebook, and they can make a lot of money off of it. They can get a lot of traffic through it, and it's just about that. So reaching out to people who are really good at social media is something that you can do to help basically, you know, sales and eyes on your product, things like that, depending on what your niche is or wherever you're at. There's always someone in that same niche. Mine specifically is filmmaking photography products. It's what I know, so it's what I've, you know, kind of mastered with Instagram, which makes it really easy for you with hashtags and stuff. But the game, when, like Mayor was saying, you have to diversify. I went to film school, got out, and was like the world was too big, so I had to refocus in the filmmaking world and moved on to the sales side, and then moved into the marketing side, and then now, you know, moving into other avenues and ventures. But no, the marketing side of things, like he was saying, like pay-per-click and all of that stuff, even Amazon themselves have so many different ways for you to market your product that it's ridiculous. And if you're good at SEO and you're good at getting, you know, your top listings with just, you know, the keywords, that's amazing. Like that's the best thing you can do. But also expanding it by reaching out to people in whatever niche it is, whether it be tablecloths or cameras, reaching out to people who do reviews on it or people who have blogs about it. Like they can spread your reach further than you can with just, you know, whatever set budget you have for marketing.
I was just thinking about this, and because I want to keep reiterating this way of doing business. Amazon has 30 million SKUs. There is no one in Crown Heights or in this world really that's gonna have every one of those SKUs. So to be afraid that you're not gonna have a SKU tomorrow, there's always another SKU. It's crazy how much merchandise is out there and how much stuff is moving. Amazon did $107 billion in sales in the United States, more across the world. Alibaba on Taobao in one day did $14 billion in sales in one day. In China, there's 103 billion people in China buying stuff now online. There's
103 billion people buying.
what did I say?
It's 103 billion.
Yeah, 103 billion. Okay, a little higher. 1.3 billion people.
Right.
I just like.
But by the way, that brings up another huge topic, which is the international market.
Right.
Yeah.
Besides Amazon.com, there's a few other Amazon platforms. I don't know. I was talking to some people yesterday. They speak French, for example. There's an Amazon France website. So if you speak French, that you can, you know, yeah. And then you have or Amazon Mexico. So if you have someone who speaks Spanish, they can help with Amazon Mexico.
I understand a bit.
Or Amazon Spain.
It's unnecessary.
And so on. And then there's Japan and China. Amazon has a China branch. Yeah.
We're working together. I sell on eBay and Amazon. We get in large lots of product and we cut them down, and we, for a long time, we tested stuff and graded stuff and found a lot of success on eBay with used, broken products, cell phones you could sell. Basically, you could sell any cell phone at any point. Even if you can't sell it on eBay, you can sell it for scrap. We sell on Amazon, we sell on eBay, we sell on Tech Liquidators, we sell on B-Stock Solutions. We sell on a lot of different things. We specialize in getting products in and trying to get them out. You know, so we sell in lots. We sell a lot of products on eBay in lots, not singles, but products. My biggest strength, I guess, would be building relationships with people. That's, I guess that would be how.
So what's your guys' skill set?
I'll say mine. Relationships. I build very good relationships with people. People trust me. We get products, and we our feedbacks are 99% on both 99 plus, 99.6. I mean, we do good customer service. We do business the old way, you know. Honest and,
Do you do that's the always way?
yeah.
Or,
You don't see it a lot. I try. I did retail for 18 years. I had AT&T stores. And I started on Amazon because I took some of the AT&T accessories that they were selling wholesale, and I put them on Amazon, and they were just flying off the shelf.
Right.
That was before things were gated.
Right.
We were selling a lot of products, and
do you do any reverse logistics?
yeah.
It seems like a vertical to what you're talking about.
What is the definition of reverse logistics? What is the
Well,
It's very broad. So let's say, for instance, some people have, let's say, returns that they just need someone to go through and make sure, you know, some of them are perfectly working, they just need to be repackaged and.
So I guess I do reverse logistics because I do that with a big company. I've been a contract with the company, and we go through, you know, we've been through 1,000 pallets of stuff. You know, we literally just
Right.
Beautiful.
we grade it, we sell it, and we split the profits in some sort. So I guess it's the definition is reverse
Yeah.
logistics.
See-
But I'm only doing it with one company. We'd love to do it with more companies, but we're doing it with one.
See,
So,
you're
so
testing
my
them
question,
together.
so my question, not my question is why only one company so far?
Because they've kept me busy.
One
That's
very
a good
big
part.
company.
One very big company.
That's a good problem to have.
The amount of
But-
junk that comes in kind of weighs.
But
it
but
down.
that goes back.
That's why I'm looking for places to get rid of junk. Like,
Right.
I literally have.
No, but that goes back to it's that concept is the same thing that we're here to talk about Amazon. People that only sell on Amazon are beholden to one particular. Look, I'll tell you from my perspective, I have a very good relationship with B&H, and they've been amazing to me throughout my relationship with them. And you know, I worked for them, so I've been with them for 12 years. Look, I've been working together with them and for them for 12 years, 13 years. I'm part of it, so, but at the same time, I never wanted to be beholden to one customer.
Well, that's why we're here too. We're right now
Right.
setting up to expand.
Right. So it's just about finding, and you may not have the time, and at that point, it's a time to try to find someone to help. You know.
So we do, you know, that's what we do. We're looking to expand. We're looking to buy and sell.
Just,
We're looking to.
I just joined, I wasn't with the company.
Right. So my wife just came in, Allison, and she's going to try and help us. You know,
Good.
develop the business. You know.
Yeah, I'm just.
That's the next step.
This is just a. I just want to be clear. I'm not.
No, I appreciate.
I want people to understand that these things don't, just because we're talking Amazon, it's not.
We sell wholesale too. We sell
Right.
you know whatever I can.
Right.
It's about expanding across, you know, and all these things, they don't stop when you get to a million in sales, to 10 million, to a billion, to 100 billion. You're still doing the same thing on a larger scale.
100 billion, you're done.
No, you're not.
Retire, open a community, open a country, kidnap a country.
Look at Alphabet. They're a $500 billion company.
But it's not all in one guy's pocket.
It's
When you
mostly
make your
in
first
one guy's
100
pocket.
billion, that's when my plan is you buy Hawaii.
Wait, they're
taking this recording and I'm gonna hold it.
When I hit 100 million, I'm buying Hawaii. Buy the UN. And then Israel will be mine.
You want to speak?
I'm Ken Levy.
We never let him speak.
Now let's give him a platform. Yeah, that's 15 minutes.
I was introduced to a mayor a few years ago, and we started Texas TR. And my background is, I have about 45 years in investment banking and building companies. I've been put on boards of directors of various companies, everything from oil companies and medical companies over to retail stores. And either that is, or as a consultant to help either get them going, young companies, or to fix them. And so my skill sets are, they taught me how to smell and how to teach. What do you smell? So I can walk into a company and pretty much in the first 15 minutes, I can smell what's wrong with it, if it's a dynamic company, if it's going great. For the most part, I make a mistake here and there. But, and I teach because I have 45 years of experience of knowing what works and doesn't work. And so that's what I love to do. I love to go in and help young, budding entrepreneurs especially come in. Because they don't need my help. These guys are terrific, so I'm just sort of sit around and be quiet. I'm very proud of them.
45 years experience?
I can't talk about the rest of it. It's mixed companies.
But one of the things that Ken always preaches to us is exactly that. You never want to be beholden to one thing. And
Oh, yeah, let me just, I'm listening to your talk. So as an investment banker, when I look at a company to see if we're gonna raise money for them or whatever it was, there's two sides. One is sourcing, right? I look at a company and if they're getting 50% of their raw materials or whatever it is that feeds into what they're doing, they're at very high risk. They're going out of business. If they don't change that, it may take 1 year, it may take 5 years, but they're going out of business because they're going to get shut down. It's interesting, a company that I was very much involved with, producing pharmaceuticals, and they were getting a lot of their raw materials from a good company in Germany. And the German company had a lot of problems. They had to shut down their factory for whatever period of time, and this company couldn't ship product. Unfortunately, no, they had a couple of $100 million extra sitting in the bank, so they could afford losing 20% of their sales. But most young entrepreneurs cannot afford to lose 20% of their sales and wait for something else to happen. And the other side, of course, is your customer base. You know, if your customer base consists of 1 or 2 customers that own 50% of your business, it's going to happen. I guarantee it's going to happen. The guy dies, that your big buyer dies, or he goes to another company, or the company gets bought and the guy puts his nephew in who has a whole bunch of other friends he wants to buy from. It's going to happen. So, you know, whatever you think your priorities are right now, start finding new sources and start finding and spread out your customer base. A customer base, you'll find your own rule, but if a customer's worth more than 10% of your business, you're at high risk. Unless you've got a lot of money in the bank, you've already accumulated, which I always teach them, equity. You want to put that equity to retain earnings, build up that equity account. You get hit with a haymaker, that equity will carry you through until you need to go. Or you'll be out trying to raise money, and some very nice guy is going to come in and say,
with a nice beard.
yeah, right. And say, I'll give you the 100,000 you need, but I want 80% of your company. in which case you just bought yourself a job. That's all I can say, for the time being.
I always like the example of the camel factory in Walmart.
Oh yeah, I have a company that I helped get started. It's now one of the largest candle companies in the world, and they grew very quickly. It was a little lady who was a school teacher started this with two sons in a room not much bigger than this, but she had great connections. And Dollar Store, I think it was Dollar Stores, one of those dollar stores, gave her an order for a container filled with candles, and somehow they managed to produce all these candles and fill up the container. They had one container on the water, and then every month. Now they have probably about 500 or 600 containers on the water every month, and that's not where all their stuff's coming. They have a big production in the United States too. They probably have about 1.5 million square feet of production. Anyway, they got into Walmart finally, right? The big hit, and they are choking to death on Walmart.
You can't keep up with the demand.
But also Walmart is just rough at paying you. And they have so many caveats and how you can do the business with them and how they can give it back to you and and so what's happened is that they have so much of their production tied up in Walmart that they can't walk away from Walmart. Now they're leveraged company because they put a bunch of other companies. So they can't let that production sit idle while they find other customers. It's a very perverse type of thing to be in, but they're trapped. We're going to see if the brain children of Texas TR can help them work their way out in a meeting. But so you just have to be careful. A customer can destroy you. A great customer. Now, Sam Walton was one of the icons of integrity when it comes to business. But they're a tough company. You don't get that big. And be able to provide tremendous value to the customers. Tremendous value to the customers. You can't do it unless somebody's got to help you pay for it.
I remember that's how they bankrupted Rubbermaid. Walmart.
It's quite possible. I don't know. I don't know this.
Walmart became 60% of Walmart's business, and then when they cut them, they had to declare bankruptcy and started chapters restructure.
Makes sense.
Well, diversify, look for opportunities,
Yeah.
and
They can't take away your skills.
And one other thing, I make myself available. Well, every day I pray, say I should be able to make a difference in the world, fulfill what He put me here for. And what I know I'm here for is to make a difference. So you can get my number, and if you need any advice.
Are you Brooklyn based?
No, I'm living in San Antonio.
No,
Yeah. So and understand the advice is worth what you pay for it.
anyone else have any thoughts, questions?
Just at the end of this, please.
Done. See, technically our vendor list is on our website.
That's true also, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Selling,
industry specific though.
Yeah.
It's very, very industry specific.
Saying it's not. No. We buy direct. We buy directly from the manufacturers. So we just don't brand name.
Should we watch the video?
I'm asking on the vendor list.